share with you some of the ways that I use turmeric. I absolutely love this spice and I feel like it's quite underrepresented, or people don't really know how to use it. So hopefully some of the things that I show you guys are a little bit useful. And as you guys know, I love trying to harness the benefits of natural things that we have at our fingertips, because it's so great to be able to take control of our health and of cosmetics and things like that if we know how to use the natural things that are around us. And that way we get to avoid nasty chemicals as well. So it's a really great thing to know how to do. And turmeric is amazing. It contains a compound called curcumin, I hope is how you say it, and basically that is a really strong anti-inflammatory. So it's really useful for things like pain relief, for helping with joint problems. Turmeric is a really strong antioxidant, so it's been shown to help with fighting cancer. It's also a natural antiseptic and it has antibacterial properties. It cleanses your liver. It increases the production of enzymes that digest fats and sugars. It also aids with protein digestion. It has anti-clotting properties. It helps to counteract food allergies by preventing histamine release in your stomach. Also, studies have shown that it can help prevent plaque buildup in your brain, which is a really awesome property of it, because that helps to prevent dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that, which are really scary conditions. So as you can see, turmeric has some pretty amazing properties, and all of those combined just makes it an essential spice to be getting into your diet wherever you can. But the thing about it is that curcumin is in quite low quantities in turmeric, so you need to be kind of slipping it in there wherever you can. And also taking things like black pepper with it helps the absorption of it. So whenever you're eating turmeric, try and get some black pepper into there as well, and it will help you absorb it. So one way I like to try and get turmeric into my diet is through having spicy wedges, and this is one of my favourite things to use turmeric for. And so for that I just chop up some potatoes into wedges, and then I mix together 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of curry powder, half a teaspoon of paprika, about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt. I lightly oil the wedges with some olive oil, and then I put them out onto a baking paper tray and sprinkle the spices over them. And then I put it into a preheated oven on about 180 degrees Celsius for around 35 to 40 minutes until the wedges are totally cooked. And then you have delicious wedges that taste so good. So then the next way I like to consume turmeric is in the form of a drink, and that is golden milk or turmeric tea, whatever you like to call it. You've probably come across it before. It's a really delicious drink. Well, I think it's delicious anyway. And it's good for your immune system. It's really relaxing. It has a whole bunch of positive properties in it. And it's also been known to be a common drink in Japan, and Japan is one of the longest living populations, and it's suggested that turmeric consumption may play a role in that, so that could be quite interesting if that is true. So for the turmeric milk, what you need is 3/4 cup of warm water, half a cup of coconut milk, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, an 1/8 or 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, some kind of sweetener. You could add maple syrup or honey or agave or something like that, but I added stevia, about 4 or 5 drops, and then 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. So I put this all into a blender and blended it up, and it just helps to combine. And then I put it into a saucepan and kind of simmered it away just for a couple of minutes. So then you pour it into a teacup and consume. I love this drink, and if you guys do try it out, please let me know, because I would love to hear how it goes for you. The next way that I like to use turmeric is for skin conditions. So turmeric is really good at fighting acne, but it's also good for other inflammatory conditions. It's good for dry skin, it's good for eczema, it's good for cirrhosis, things like that. So you can use it as a spot treatment or a mask for those sorts of conditions. And I like to mix it with aloe vera. So you mix a teaspoon of aloe vera to half a teaspoon of turmeric, and you can obviously increase that quantity to whatever amount you might need. And you can store it in a container in the fridge indefinitely, and then just apply it to your area that's affected. Leave it on there for 10 or so minutes before washing it off with some warm water. And make sure you wash the remaining bits off with a cotton swab or something like that, because it can stain your skin slightly. So maybe don't do it before a day, maybe do it before going to bed at night, and then get up and wash your face or wash whatever area in the morning, so that the staining isn't as noticeable or doesn't really stick around. So the next thing you can use turmeric for is a natural colorant. And if you guys know much about food colorings or different chemical colorings, most of them are really bad for us, and so it's not good to be exposed to them, and avoid them as often as you can. So it's really awesome when you find natural colorings that are really effective. So turmeric is a really good natural coloring, and you can use it in things like baking and rice dishes and different things to kind of add that color in there. You can also use it in icing just by adding it to the icing sugar or to the recipe. A small amount goes a long way, so the flavour isn't too overwhelming or noticeable. And you can also use it to colour things like clothing or sheets or tablecloths or things like that. And you just need some vinegar and some turmeric and some water and some gloves to do that. And I'll link you to the Itty Bitty Impact blog, I think it's called, in the description box below, where she colours a skirt with turmeric, and it's pretty awesome. So that's a really great thing that you can do as well. And the next thing I like to use it for is as a facial cleanser, and that's because it's got so many benefits for your skin. It's actually quite ridiculous. So it's really good at brightening your complexion, evening your skin tone. It's good at fighting acne. It helps to deal with wounds and scars and kind of marks and things like that. And it's also said to be good at helping reduce facial hair growth, which is a pretty cool property as well, right? So lots of different benefits to be had from it. And to do it, all you need is some turmeric, chickpea flour and coconut milk. So start with a tablespoon of chickpea flour, half a teaspoon of turmeric and 2 teaspoons of coconut milk. And just mix that up until it's a nice paste. You can always add more turmeric or chickpea flour if you've got too much liquid, or more liquid to balance it out, so it's the perfect consistency for you. The chickpea flour is really good for your skin. It brightens and it's a gentle exfoliant. So you can just rub that into your skin and use some water to help rub it into your skin further. And the process of applying it and rubbing it into my skin over about a 5-minute period is the length of time that I have it on my face, but you can always leave it on for longer as a type of face mask and then wash it off later. But I'm very aware of the fact that it does stain your skin, so it just leaves a light yellow tinge to your skin, and you can rub most of it off after you've washed it off with a cotton swab or something like that, just to get the remaining remnants. So you don't really have much tint left. It's not noticeable, but it is something that increases with time that you leave it on your skin. So about 5 minutes is quite a good time to leave it on there. And then the final way that I use turmeric is in dog food, and that's because turmeric is really good for our dogs as it is for us. It's also good for cats. They're completely safe to consume it, and it has all the benefits that it has for us. So that's if they've got arthritis or some kind of inflammatory condition or some kind of joint pain or anything like that, that's a really great thing to get into their diets. So you can just mix it up into their homemade dog food or into their bought dog food, and you just need to be careful about how much you're giving them. So it's about 1/4 teaspoon to 10 pounds of dog. So for Bruce that is 1/8 teaspoon because he's 5 pounds, and that's just a daily intake dosage. Also, I will share with you guys my homemade dog food recipe because my dogs absolutely love it, and I've done a bunch of research into what gives them all the nutritional benefits that they need, so hopefully it's useful for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be doing some posts of different recipes and things just on my social media coming up, so if you want to follow me on social media, I'll link it all in the description box below as always. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.